and welcome back to the Africa Trade Conference 2022. This is a session where we highlight different African brands, and I would like to go ahead and we have about 1 or 2 brands that will be showcasing during this Intra Africa session, and we will go ahead and introduce them in just a little while. But we do also have other brands that do business globally and digitally, and we'll also be highlighting African women who have brands. So it's with that, just give us a moment and we will introduce the next brand that will share their story about what they're doing on the continent. Hi, I do see that we have Miss Judith Idialu. I hope I said your name correctly, Judith.
Idialu.
Great, great. So welcome to the Africa World Conference and congratulations on having the opportunity to showcase the work that you're doing at the Bigfarm Foods. So I will just give you a few minutes so that you can share with the audience what it is that you do. But I wanted to go ahead and just share your bio so that people can have an idea around the work that you're doing at Bigfarm Foods. So Judith Idialu, she's an astute entrepreneur and financial analyst. She's the founder of Bigfarm Foods Limited that produces ready-to-cook food that is in different variant flour formula. She serves as a board member for Zoc Capital Investments Limited. She's also the president for the Africa International Trade Women Network, an NGO that connects and empowers women business activities internationally. Judith also emerged among the finalists for the Women in Agribusiness Awards 2022 that was facilitated by Guazaka for the International Agribusiness Women of the Year Award. She has participated in top-class training in treasury, financial management, global financial trade, and asset management, both locally and internationally, ranging from trade policy and protocol agreement. She serves as a mediator between domestic sellers and foreign buyers for the 6th Region Global Chamber of Commerce in Florida, US, and the World Forum for Africa. I can go on and on about Judith, but what I do know she wants to talk about is about her brand. And I do see her sharing it with us, showcasing what it is that she's doing in her business. And maybe Judith, you could just tell us a little bit about your story, the journey. How did you start your business? Why the brand Tiger, right? Tiger Mat. If you could share that with us, and also let us know what it is that you're doing to participate in Intra Africa Trade and also the countries that you're trading with, so that we can make it very practicable for the businesses that are on the conference. So welcome, Judith, and all the best.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here today. Thank you, Africa Trade Conference, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Odegua Judith Idialu, and I'm the founder of Bigfarm Foods. We're located in Lagos, Nigeria. We are committed to produce, package, and sell quality ready-to-cook meals that is around the grain industry. In how I started the business, in 2019, my friend complained of stress, lack of sleep, and so I gave her this tiger nut milk drink. I don't know if you can see me. The background is, I gave her this tiger nut milk drink, and it was a huge relief for her. She used it for 3 good months, and it was a huge relief for her. And so my colleagues motivated me to start the business because of the health benefits of tiger nut milk. It is actually a plant-based milk, and it's a substitute for cow milk, and it has a unique taste. In 2021, also, that was last year, I was nominated for the Agribusiness Women Award because our business is great. Our product is highly nutritious. It contains fiber, which is not so common in most of our local Nigerian dishes. Tiger nut can be added into your any cereal. It can be added to Quaker oats, smoothie, your parfait, and lots more. It's good for adults, children, and pregnant women. I'm just going to talk, let me talk about other products. I also have unripe plantain flour. This can also be used for baking. We also have dates. Dates can also be added to, this is dates. The dates can be added to the tiger nut to give it some smoothing, it acts as a sweetener. And we also have the poundo yam. It's an African dish. It is gotten from, it is made from the yam. It can be used as swallow and added with any, taken with any soup of your choice. I've been interacting with some people in different African countries. I met some of them how I started my journey was I met some of them in some conferences, and they tasted my product and they loved it. And then from there, boom, I started, selling out to them. And it's been a very, very wonderful, experience. One of the major challenge I have seen is that for the AFCFTA, secretariat, I'm looking at if the African Trade Conference can, collaborate with them. One of the major challenge we have is digital infrastructure. That is a very, very big challenge. In Africa, there is high cost of data. And so most youths and women are finding it very hard to actually, link to opportunities so that they can help boost their businesses and increase business activities as well as the GDP of the economy. So we're looking at if that can be, done, it will actually help most businesses. I understand that there are some countries that actually, there's some countries that are actually doing well, like Kigali, Kenya, and, others. But I think we should all come in as one and, look at that area and profess solutions to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judith, for sharing that about tiger nuts, and what it is that you're doing. When we heard about what you've been doing in your country and the fact that you are actually saying we're going to the value addition, there are all these different products, we really thought it would be a good story for you to share at this conference so that more people can see the work that you're doing and be able to emulate you. And so thank you for that. You did mention about the high cost of data, and we actually mentioned that in the last panel discussion. Digital infrastructure is very, very important. And we believe that if we are able to reduce the cost of data, improve internet connectivity, it will transform the way we trade on this continent through digital trade. So thank you very much, Judith. Just bear with us. We have one more presenter all the way from Mozambique. Her name is Linda. I believe she's joining us right now. She is in the service industry and she'll be sharing with us her business. And we would like to go ahead and welcome her. And then, of course, if there's any questions from the audience, we'll be able to then ask that for Judy or for Linda. So I do see Linda. Yes, I see Linda here. Hello, Linda. How are you?
Bon dia, good morning. I'm doing great, thank you.
Great. I'll speak in Swahili. Karibu sana to the Africa Trade Conference 2022. We thought that it was very important during this conference that we highlight African brands that are doing good business on the continent, and you are one of the businesses that were chosen. So I'd like you, Linda, to just tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing at Criattus, and people can learn about why it's important to participate in Intra Africa Trade based on the example you've had doing business on the continent. So welcome, Linda.
Obrigada, thank you. This is the first challenge we face whenever we have to join this platform, which is the barrier of our language. Mozambique is a Portuguese country with borders with Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Eswatini, and we are the only Portuguese-speaking country on this area. So that's the first challenge that we normally face when we have to participate on these business platforms, because we speak a language that is official within the AU, but you don't get to find too many Portuguese-speaking country women on this platform. And that's actually what moves what I do as a business. I'm into communication and corporate events. And the main purpose of my business is exactly that, understanding the business environment in Africa in order to us as a Portuguese-speaking country to take advantage of the opportunities that these RCFTA and these business platforms that are coming out all over the continent. We want to be part of it. And in order for us to be part of it, we need to make ourselves, we need to expose ourselves, we need to join these networks. And that's the reason, that's actually one of the reasons of my company, which is called Criattus Mozambique. We are content producers as well, through which we are using to expose Mozambique in particular, and in the same time, the Portuguese-speaking countries. We want to be part of the conversation. We don't just want to be mentioned, we want to be part of the opportunities that are out there. So that's what we're doing right now. We are preparing ourselves to take advantage of this platform. And the way we're doing now is to understand how the other countries do and the French and English countries are doing. And we are rebranding ourselves. We are preparing ourselves to be part and be equal on these tables. So how Mozambican women, Angolan women, women from Cape Verde, São Tomé, Equatorial Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, all these Portuguese-speaking African women can be part of this platform. As you can see, English is not my first language. Most of the time, I have to struggle to make myself understand, but I wish I could speak in Portuguese. I wish these platforms could also have Portuguese as an option to make myself understand, because language is a barrier that when we overcome, we make we market ourselves in the way that is empowering for us. I wish I could speak in my language so you could understand clearly where we're coming from and what we have to offer. So having these challenges myself gives me an idea of what my fellow Mozambican business women can expect. So it's a way of being here and learning and making sure that as a communication company, as a company that is helping to brand and rebrand the products and services that we have in Mozambique, will be joining the Africa business platform a little bit more prepared. They won't have to face these challenges that we are facing now, because we will understand a little bit better. So that's what my company is doing, understanding this business environment in Africa. We are 54 countries, few of us Portuguese-speaking countries, but this cannot be a barrier. We are trying to use the fact that we are few to make that as an advantage. So since we are few and we are officially recognized in the AU, this should be an advantage, because being few, we also need to be equally recognized. So instead of making this as a weakness, we want to use it as a powerful tool to make ourselves understandable, to make ourselves relevant, and to be able to buy and sell in equal circumstances with the other countries. So that's where I'm coming from. Criattus is a communication company that is willing to open the borders for the other Portuguese-speaking countries to come and connect with the other African women that are out there doing great things.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for sharing your story and your brand, Criattus. Like you said, all the way from Mozambique. I always say the beauty of Africa is its diversity, right? So we are not one, we are similar, but we have our differences. And yes, English is the business language. That's why we're using English here. But I do have to say, challenge taken. Next time during this conference, we'll make sure that we have translators. So whether you're French speaking, Portuguese, English, or you speak Swahili, you will be able to follow through the proceedings so that we are all learning at the same time and we are all engaging. So thank you very much for that. So you can see with those two examples of African brands, which happen to be by women, right? So we have one, Judith here, who is in the goods, agricultural produce. We do have Linda in trading services, in communications, and they're able to access to other countries on the continent and globally to share the work that they're doing. So we are going borderless. Nothing is holding us behind as Africans in business, Africans in trade, and that is the opportunity that AFCFTA provides for us. It is just the beginning and more to come. So thank you very much. I do see here we have a question just before we go to our next panel, because right now it's noon. There's a question here from Funke Bolujoko. She said, I would appreciate it if Judy would share with us how she was being able to manage logistics and timing when sending her products to other African countries. How price competitive does this logistics make your products? So the question really here for Judith is around logistics, cost and timing. How have you been able to maneuver that even as you do business on the continent? So if you could just give us, share with us your thoughts, and then we will then go on to the next session. So thank you, Judith.
Okay, first of all, I would say that at first when I started, it wasn't really that easy. Trust me, it wasn't that easy. But as time goes on, I met someone who was very, very reliable, and that was a really good one for me. I was able to, export my, product without any hassle, and they are always very timely. I always ensure that most times, if take for example, I have someone coming from requesting for my product, maybe probably from Kenya. And they are like, okay, they are like, I should send my, maybe I should give them like, I always give them like 10 working days, for me to, send that product, so that there will be no defaults. I don't like defaults, and I always like my goods to be delivered on time. So I always tell them, okay, fine, my delivery time, sometimes it could take like 5 working days or 10 working days, but I must deliver before that time. And I also have my logistic guys. They are very, very reliable. At first, like I said, it wasn't that easy. But later, as time goes on, I got someone who was very reliable, and that really helped my sales. So all you need to do is build that interpersonal relationship and get someone who is very good. I can refer you, because Funke, I can see that you are my sister from Nigeria. So I can refer you to someone who is very good, and you can make also your exports seamless. I hope that answered your question, Funke.
Thank you, Judith. I believe it did, because the issue really was around cost and timing. And basically what you've said is you found a partner, a logistics partner who is reliable, which means that you are then able to deliver to your clients on time, which helps you with your business. I hope, Funke, that was the answer that you wanted, but I do have to say you're both in Nigeria, and I hope you connect outside technology. As I always say, technology is a great way for us to meet each other, but it's always beautiful when we meet in person. So yes, so I hope you'll be able to take this off stage, and you can actually share with Judy, you can actually share with Funke the logistic partner that you work with, so that she could be able to use them hopefully for her business, which will then mean she's able to continuously offer her goods and services to the rest of the continent. So thank you again, Judith and Linda, for taking time out of your busy schedules to actually share with us your company and what it is that you're doing. And I believe it is going to encourage more Africans to think beyond their nations, to see that there's opportunity on the African continent, and we will see more trade on the continent, whether it's goods or services. So thank you very much, and we look forward to doing business with you in the future.